Hello. Today we will be playing a new game called Sylving. It first came out late 2022. And the main character ends up getting transported to a new world in a medieval setting. And that character gets changed into an animal, a furry. Warning, this visual novel that have mature content, sexual scenes, and sensitive subjects that can be disturbing like trauma and blood. By continuing, you are acknowledging that you are or at least 18 years old. One blinded by pride, their attention is different, but history will repeat itself. They will hunt, but will bring no food to the table. Times are always changing, but our minds staying the same will bring nothing but misfortune. But wait. Oh. What a peculiar scent in the air. The air passing does not belong here, yet it seems so familiar to me. Ho 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 ho. A naughty fox is prancing around where he doesn't belong. He'll bring a new cub who is not mine. So much fun's coming our way. Change is finally coming to these boring lands. The challenges that will face him will be great, but he's not alone. Oh, what past I see. Many stories have ended before. Now this story will start anew. Ho ho ho, I can't wait to meet our little cub. I'm finally back. It's been a few years since the last time I was here. No matter how often the area changes, with buildings and junk, this place is always untouched. I don't remember when I started coming to this cave, but I always loved being here as a kid. It gives me all nostalgia to how often I came here when we had summer vacation. The area is actually closed off, but I never cared about that. This place has always been run down and the only thing showing this is private property is with an old rusty broken fence outside the cave. Nobody's gotten in trouble for venturing into the cave yet, so getting caught isn't something I'm worried about. The tunnel is dark with only some light illuminating near the entrance, even though it's hard to see inside. The more stuffy air really has a presence. There's almost no airflow, so it's not a surprise how strong the undisturbed air can be. The tunnel becomes quite a cramped place the deeper one goes. I miss the days when I was a kid and I didn't have to bend down like this. After hunting for over 20 long meters in a dark tunnel, the air is gentle light greets me for my travels. I feel like Gollum whenever I see that light. My precious. And there it is, big, proud, and red as ever. My parents never found out that I went to this cave. Whenever I wanted some space for myself, I came here from my personal tree house. Mine is a house. I don't think I've ever met anyone here. Strange, since caves are usually tending to go in to explore for anyone passing by. It's empty today as well, but I prefer it that way. Makes it nice to just enjoy the place for myself. The air is much less suffocating compared to the tunnel, but the moist feeling is still there. I walked to a tree, placing my satchel against the base of it and zipping up my sweater. The weather is hot outside, so the being in the cold cave is rather nice. Looking around the tree, I can't see any noticeable damages. The bark is still rough, but nothing's been cut. The walls are still covered in thick vines, the spots of green grass, and the water kept together at the other half of the cave. The sun sticks out from the giant hole above, shining through the branches, and I believe that this place is still intact. I've heard there's been someone breaking things lately in the area and was worried they were coming here. It might be good, but I can't stay around to protect the cave every single day. Better be prepared for the worst and just remember the good times in here. I bought my new smartphone, getting the camera ready. My last phone was a few years old, so I bought this new one recently with a much better camera. Moving around in different spots in the cave, I tried to find the best angle of the tree. After taking many pictures from different angles and parts of the cave and tree, I finally feel satisfied with what I got. I was thinking of leaving already, but will be a shame to just go so soon. Walking back to the tree, I sit down against the sturdy old trunk. I place my satchel and my phone next to me and run my fingers through the soft green grass. I remember the times I would come here and read my comic books, eating snacks, the toys I would bring with me to play. Things were so different back then. All I've done for the past few years was work, and more work at the electronics store in the big city. That time I'm complaining the job was decent and learned a few things about how some electronic things work when helping the customers. Now that I'm back to my hometown, I deserve the time off before looking for a new job in the area. These past few days have kept me so busy unpacking and preparing. I'm not sure when was the last time I could lay down and relax. I'll just rest for 5 more minutes, then I'll go. It's been so long since the last time I could do this. Closing my eyes and just doing nothing is highly underrated. If one of my job could be laying around and blissfully asleep. Opening my eyes, I can't see much besides a big blur in front of me. Must have got some dust in my eyes. Guess I wasn't the only one coming here today after all. I can't make out what I'm seeing, but I can tell he's searching for something next to me. One of my eyes quickly, my vision getting clearer, and I look up. What the? A fox. Wearing some sort of costume and a big orange tail sticking out from under his cloak. Not exactly what I would expect to see in this old cave. Is he a LARPer? I've seen pictures online with people dressing up in old costumes, but I'm not sure if May would wear a fox mask for it. Hey, I wave my hand around, trying to get his attention. Hello? Hey, you got my phone. What's wrong with this guy? Can't he even hear me? Whoever this guy is, he doesn't seem to be all there. He can clearly see I'm talking to him. Hey, I'm talking to you. Getting fed up by his cluelessness, I get back up on my feet and take a step forward. I said, I'm talking to you. Raising my voice and grabbing his shoulder, I'm finally getting this guy's attention. Yep. Not exactly the sound I was expecting out of him, but at least it's a reaction. By the heavens, how can you see me? Definitely a LARPer. No one would talk like that unless they watch a lot of fancy movies. Or he's just delusional. He's wearing a full costume with a fox mask. It would be harder not to see him. Now that I'm close to him, his mask is pretty well made. It looks like it's really connected with his eyes, and his mouth was moving quite well when he spoke. Must be some professional work to make it look so real. But it doesn't just take a small amount of money to make something like that. Still, taking my phone and knowing me is exactly nice if he wants to borrow it. Listen, I'm not sure what you want, but if you need some help contacting someone, I can. He pushed me to the side and runs away, heading to the opening in the wall. Hey, give me my phone back. Stop right there. Yelling at the top of my lungs, I run right behind him. He looks back for a moment only to face forward and quicken his pace. That big costume isn't even slowing him down. He put some good distance between us when I finally exit the mouth of the cave, and he takes a run around the trees. Seeing that we're in a forest now, I might lose sight of him if I don't keep my eyes on him. I leap between some winding trees and land in the middle of a dirt road. Looking to the right, I see the fox just turn around the corner far ahead of me. He's surprisingly fast for having a full costume like that. Can't his tail trip him or something? The harder I run after him, the further away he gets. I don't know how much longer I can go after him. It didn't take long before he was out of sight. Finally, out of the thick forest, I can look ahead of the road, but he's nowhere to be seen. I didn't know I was in such bad shape. My heart's pounding like crazy. How is that guy able to run so fast? These guys must have some strong energy drinks and run around while wearing their costumes. After a short while, my breathing is mostly bad to know, but I can feel a slight sting in my chest. It's been a while since last time I ran so hard as I did there. It wasn't a long one, but that's what I get for being a couch potato. Raising myself up, I take a look around. A wooden fence can be seen off the road, a yellow grain field further down. The tall hills, the thick forest, and the mountain further away don't resemble anything like the area I grew up in. So I couldn't have gotten that far. Guess that area was right than expected. Not want to give up my phone and walk down the road. I just hope to find someone I can ask if they've seen the guy in the fox costume. The dull pain in my chest is getting stronger as I walk, and I'm starting to get a headache. That's when I see a thick bush sticking out of the sideline of the road. Sticking out of the sideline by the road, holding a familiar piece of fabric I recognize from his costume. So now I know he's been running past here. Maybe I can get him out of hiding if he hears I got it. Hey, Fox guy, I found a piece of your costume stuck on this bus. If you want it, give me my phone back and we'll call it even. No answer. I was hoping he would turn up at least so I could talk it out with him and have him return it. If this is some prank, it's not funny. The headache is getting more painful as I feel my sweat increase with just standing. I let out a loud, frustrated sigh as I snatched up the torn fabric off of the bus. I'm not sure what to do with it, but so I stuff it in my pocket anyway. I just hope he won't unlock my phone before I can have it blocked. You swear how big this forest is. If I knew there was one on the other side of the cave, I would have explored this place years ago. But for now, I'm just hoping to find my way home before I get a migraine. Did I come out here? No, not here. Maybe it was further down. Ugh, my head. The pounding's getting worse. Every heartbeat makes it feel like my skull will burst open from the inside. My whole body is sweating like crazy, and the cold sweat sticks to my shirt. Opening my sweater, hoping some air will cool me down. The dull pain in my chest is stinging even harder when I breathe, feeling like my body is screaming not to take in the air. Every bone in my body itching like crazy, as if ants are crawling under my skin. I can't see straight or think straight anymore, and my steps are getting more sluggish the further I walk. Close to my chest, I can feel something's not right. Standing still to hunch over to take a rest, I can feel my heartbeat pulse through my entire body. This isn't feeling right at all. I need help. I try to yell for help, but my voice won't come out, gasping for air. The harder I try to breathe, the more difficult it becomes. Wow. Did my alarm go off? My whole body feels sore. I feel like it's like I was hit by a car, then came back and hit me a few more times. Trying to turn over, my body just has no energy to wake up. Body, how can you betray me like this? I thought we were friends. What time is it already? I didn't hear my alarm go off. Using my hand to the left, I feel for the end table, but I can only feel more space on my bed. I can't remember it being this wide. I plugged my phone in before I went to sleep. My phone. I jump up from bed and my eyes pop wide open, looking around frantically for my phone. I wake up in a bright lit room with the sun shining through a big window to the right. Where am I? The light is too much, though, so I'm left squinting as my eyes try to adjust to it. My brain's still trying to wake up, so I sit still for a while before opening my eyes again carefully. I grip the silky red seat that's covering me on the soft bed. I turn my eyes around to see that this is not my room. The furniture looks very old. I can't see any lights or wires. Next to the bed is a solid-looking chest with intricate details that are made over its lid and sides. It looks handmade with parts not being symmetric with the other side is trying to mirror. Can't judge the one making it too harshly. I don't know the first thing how to make furniture. It still looks very pretty and well made. A closet stands on the other side of the room with as much details as the chest, if not more. It's almost as tall as the ceiling. Makes me wonder how they managed to get it in the room to begin with. Next to it is a big tub. That one's rather simple looking, with two metal plates holding it together. Turning my eyes to the right, I see a tall mirror standing on top on an old drawer. I remember my grandma had something similar standing in her bedroom, calling it a vanity mirror. It has a little carving at the top of the mirror, but it has an elegance to it when it's so simple. Then I see the red fabric strung up above a sealed and painting on the wall. It's a simple way to decorate, I guess. The set would be perfect for a picture if it wasn't for my shoes on the floor and green sweater on the chair in the middle of it all. Wait, did I walk into this room? My mind's still trying to wake up, so I'm not sure why I'm here. I hear the floor creaking from behind the door before it stops. "Oh, you up, stranger?" A husky and deep voice comes through the door. Hello? My voice is shrill and weak. I didn't realize it until now, but my throat's very dry. Good, you're finally awake. Wolf! Werewolf! Big werewolf! Glad to see you in better condition today. He comes closest to me as I look up to him. Your fever was dangerously high when I found you, so I'm relieved that you managed through the night. He leans down to me and brings his hand toward me. Has your fever gone? Down. I jump back, looking at him wide-eyed. Him touching my head really took me off guard. My apologies, didn't mean to frighten you. My intention was to look at your condition. But it looks like you're doing well. But it looks like you're well enough to move, so your health has improved. Are you feeling well, stranger? Not sure how I feel right now. Besides being a bit sore, tired, and a bit scared, I'm good, I guess. Yeah, that's good. You'll have to stay here for a while longer since you just woke up. What's your name? I can't go on calling you stranger. Let me introduce myself. My name's Agnar. Erwin. A fine name for a lion. It suits you. For a lion? I guess he means it as a compliment, but why a lion? For being a werewolf, he's a real one. Not that I know how a werewolf should act like, but I'm pretty sure they maul down whoever they find. Feeling my face itch, I put my hands in my face to find a spot to scratch it. But my face feels strange. What happened to my face? My face, it feels big and swollen. When I found you, aside from your fever, you looked unharmed. Don't worry, there's no lumps or bruises to be found on your muzzle. Here, have some water. You must drink plenty after a high fever like that. He leans to the side and pulls up a mug from the floor. It was close to the bed that I couldn't see it. Take it. Got plenty more in the pitcher. As I reach for the mug, I see my own hand for the first time since I woke up. Put my hand around the hairy hand before me follows as I wanted. My hand? You're what? I take up my left hand only to see the same thing happen to it. Placing my left hand to my right arm, hold it and stroking my thumb over the fur. Is this really my arm? This is so weird. You mean your paw. Does it hurt? No, but why is it covered in fur? He suddenly got really quiet. Whatever is wrong with me? I need to turn this around quickly. Oh, right, of course I have fur. My mind's been a bit foggy since I woke up. I'm all over the place right now. Ha! What a bad joke. But it's a good sign. Shows that you're already doing better. I'm trying to give him a smile, but it's a bit difficult when trying to not think about my lumpy face. Joke outside, you better drink now. Your body needs all the water it can get. Handing the mug of water to me, I said it carefully. There's more water in the pitcher next to the bed if you need more. I never seen you in the village before, or you new in the area. I guess. Where are you from? I'm from a town, maybe not far from here. There's no other town for 7 miles. Maybe you went off course on your travels. What's the name of your town? I'm not sure how to answer him. I don't even know where I am. You seem a bit tense. Maybe you still haven't fully recovered yet. There should be some rival root around somewhere in the house. A sip of it should help calm your nerves. Do you have rival roots, Aaron? Never heard of it before, but I shouldn't tell him that. Sure, I can handle something bitter to drink if it makes me better. That's good. You stay here and watch where I'll go downstairs. And like that, he walks out the door. My hands are still a bit shaking. I can't believe I just talked to a werewolf. Looking down at the water and the mud, I lift it up carefully to find my lips. Water spills out from the sides of my mouth and drips down over my shirt. I'm thinking about what's wrong with my mouth right now. I'm just going to try to chug down the water and worry later. Gulping down the remaining water, I place the mug in my lap and sigh out with some relief. I really needed it. When I see the shape of my legs form from under the blanket, if my hands are like this, then does it mean... Putting the mug next to the pillow, I pull the blanket off. The feet are now covered in hair, looking like paws with white toes and claws. Lifting my shirt, I expose my furry belly with some thick tufts sticking out from my pants. The waist of my pants feels tighter than before, feeling something at the end of my back. My nostrils flare when I notice the strong smell of sweat. Covering my nose, I feel the big lump again. My face. I wanted to see myself in the mirror, so I turned my legs over and jumped off from the bed. Then I fell. Ouch. And then I spent my legs to feel so weird when standing up. Using the chair with my green sweater on, I pull myself up. My legs are shaking like a newborn calf. Getting one hand to the table and getting my other hand to brace me up to face the mirror. In the mirror, I don't see myself. All I can see is a lion wearing my clothes. I raise my hand towards my face and the lion is mirroring me, feeling short, bristly fur with my fingers. The fur has a warm light color to it, the muzzle being almost white and a pink white nose separating the end of it. The hair of the head is white, roughly swept back like a mohawk between big round ears on each side. The ears have a radiant blue color like I've never seen before, really sticking out compared to the light fur. Look in the corner of the mirror, something moving that catches my eye. I turn around and find a white-tipped tail flicking back and forth. Putting my hands down my back, I feel the base of the tail that slipped over the belt line. I have a tail? Hearing the door creak open again, my body jolts against the dresser table. You're quite the jumpy one, aren't you? It's good that you're feeling better, but it's not good to force yourself up right now. I couldn't find any rival roots in the house, but I'll head out soon to get it. For now, you better eat some bread. You're probably starving after sleeping for a whole day, but you need to be careful to eat lightly today since you've been ill. I see the piece of bread he was holding in his hand. I reach and take the lump of bread. It's really hard. If he didn't tell me this was bread, I would have assumed he just grabbed the rock from outside to mess with me. It smells like old gray and chalk as well. I can't see mold on it, but I'm questioning when this was made. Is the bread old? It's fine. The bread's recently bought, so no need to fret. You can focus on eating it. No good comes out from waking up with an empty stomach after all. But it's so hard. It's a bit stale, but a lion like you shouldn't have any trouble biting it. I have to eat this? I'm pretty sure that if I bite into this bread, I'll break every single tooth I have. But with how empty my stomach is, I'm desperate enough to try. Slowly and carefully, I take the edge of where the bread is broken, already giving it a nibble. With a small bit in my mouth, my teeth seem to manage biting into it. Giving it another bite, I try to take a bigger size and I clench my eyes closed as I bite into it. I can hear the crunch in my mouth, like eating a big cracker. It scared me for a moment if it was the sound of my teeth breaking, but as I chew the bread, I don't feel anything besides tasting the plain bread. I didn't know how hungry I was until I finally got something in my belly, so I scarfed down the bread fast. After finishing the bread, I see the big wolf man's been quietly staring at me. You managed to eat it all. Must mean your fever's not as bad as earlier. When I found you, I picked up what I could, packing a bit light for someone traveling in these parts. Are you missing any belongings? Looking around the room, I see my shoes and sweater, but there's one thing I can't see. My satchel. Where do you last see it? In the cave I was in, there's a big red tree in the middle of it. People are wise to avoid the caves in the forest. They're not safe to travel in, especially that cave. He raised his hand at the corner of the room, pointing in general direction to where it was. What were you doing there? Did you go there with anyone else? No, I was just visiting my old cave. Your cave? That cave is no laughing matter, like claiming ownership over it. I didn't mean it like that. It's a cave I played in when I was a kid and wanted to visit. No one goes in that cave just to visit. What were you doing in it? I didn't do anything. What did you do in that cave, Aaron? I said I didn't do anything. I don't even know what's going on. Where am I? Why do I look like this? I'm starting to really freak out, and the werewolf stare worries me. I'm feeling a fist-sized lump swell in my throat, too scared to look away from his eyes. The room is now quiet, only hearing faint mumbles and noises outside the window. For a moment that feels like it lasts way too long. You're clearly still ill. You need more time to rest. I need to go out for a while, so you stay here till I come back. I can hear his footsteps before the door closed downstairs. Feeling some relief, there's something stinging my hands. Looking down to my clenched hands, I tried to open them up. The sharp claws had been digging my palm, leaving traces of red marks in them. Just what happened to me? Why did a werewolf ask me so many questions? If he cared for someone who's sick, why did he push them on me like that? I'm not a werewolf lion man, and I'm not sure if being honest with him is a good idea, but it didn't feel like he was being fully honest either. And now I have to wait for him to come back. What the hell am I thinking? I can't stay here. I don't have my phone to call for help, so my only plan is to get out ASAP. I get on the chair and grabbing my shoes. I can only hope that wolf won't come back for a while. Come on, get in there. Damn it. Why did my toes have to get so big? My new feet makes it impossible to get my shoes on. The toe beans make it even harder. Can't even call them toes anymore. They're big as potatoes now. Stupid potatoes. Toes. Ugh. After trying many twists and turns to get my foot in, I give up in frustration. No matter what I do, I can't wear them when my feet are like this. Shoes or not, I'll certainly be around when he gets back. I grab my shirt and shoes, standing up, but that alone is a challenge. My feet are so different from how they were before, now having pads and claws stuck on them. When I put my weight on the heels, it feels off. Not having time to adjust how it feels, I just have to get used to it. I take a step towards the door, flailing my arms around like I'm walking on a rope. To regain some sort of balance, one of my stands to balance myself. Taking it slowly, I take a small step at a time before reaching the handle. Opening the door, I see another obstacle that might be hard to get through. Stairs. Getting ready by place my foot on the first step, I'm already having trouble. The stairs are not as broad as it should, making my toes go over the edge. I can't seem to get a real footing unless I turn my feet to the side. I brace myself against the wall as I slowly go down the stairs, leaning one foot down carefully. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. It's not fast, but it is the safest way down. Finally, I make it to the bottom. After I look back up to see the stairs I bested, I turn around and see a big room. The bright sunlight illuminating from the window, I can see everything. This room is really something. It's like I jumped right into a history book from school. Past the knee-high dresser, I see it has two glasses resting on a silver platter and a half-melted candle at the end. The carpet I walk on feels nice with red, blue, and yellow colors. Looking around, I see the dinner table with a big silver plate on the table and a jug made of pottery standing next to it. The kitchen has a stove on one side with a hole in the middle. Standing on it or a small copper pot and a black cauldron. The shelves on the wall next to the stovetop are lined with pots and jars. They might not be properly sealed. I can smell all sorts of spices and herbs all the way here. Above the stove are dried meat, some sort of yellow flour, blue mushrooms and garlic, paprika. They're shaped like garlic, but the color and glossy skin make it seem like yellow paprika. A bundle of what looks like red grapes have short, fuzzy skin like what peaches have. I think those green, curly things are beans. Snap out of it. There's not the time to get distracted. Turn my head around. I take a few more steps to reach the door, grabbing the handle and open it. Oh boy. Not sure what I was expecting. I know I was talking to a werewolf just a moment ago, but I'm not sure how to handle a bunch of animal people. Maybe taking a peek out of the window would have had me better prepared. Walking back to the window, I take a glance outside. All sorts of animals of different sizes, and different shapes and sizes: bears, rabbits, scaly lizards, all sorts of animals walking on two legs and wearing medieval clothing. I'm starting to have second thoughts about going out, seeing that I'm far from blending in with clothes that I wear. One step out, there, and I'll stand out like a green bush in the middle of the desert. I'm not sure what they'll think of me. At best, they'll think I'm a weirdo. At worst, they'll hunt me down and burn me alive, like those witch hunts they did in the old times. But if I stay here, that wolfman will come back and ask me more questions. He didn't seem happy with what I said, and I'd rather not figure out what he'll do to me. Getting out of here is my best bet. Sooner out of sight, the sooner out of mind. If I'm lucky, they might ignore me and think I'm just a harmless crazy guy. And that's why I hope for the best. Wrapping my sweater into a bundle with my shoes inside, I hold it close to my chest as I ready myself for the first steps out there. Well, here goes nothing. I go out the door, stepping down the short steps in front of the door, and I'm down the streets. Small children race between the legs of their parents, and as mice and fox kids run past me playing with sticks. Stalls with food are on the other side of the street. It sounds like they're having a competition to who can yell the loudest. Freshly baked bread right out of the oven. Come get them while they're hot. Only 2 core. Skitzos, jalois, bars. You can't find fruits and vegetables better than these in all of Norfolk. Makes me wonder, do they yell like this for hours? It does look like they're drawing in crowds of people, so I guess it's working for them. The werewolf should have pointed where he found me in a direction down the street. Hunched over and pressing my whole upper body together, I make myself as small as possible. I'm trying to walk a straight line, but this uneven road makes that an impossible task. I must look like a drunk as I stumble over my feet. Looking around, there are those wearing clothes that are nice and clean, while others seem worn out and ragged. 3 old ladies are standing together in a group next to one of the stalls. One of them saying, "My husband have always been the working horse on the farm, but now he is the size of the farm." All 3 are up in a piercing cackle. If it wasn't for their furry bodies and tails, they'd all be very human, even down to how they gossip. Taking my eyes forward to avoid bumping into any of them, I sway left and right for some reason. Like there's some weight behind my back that disrupts my balance. Taking a look back, I see the tail sway around like crazy. Can you stay still for just a minute? I whisper to it as if it could hear me. Not that it helped. Now it moves about even harder. Sounds like it won't get better with it. So I walk again and keep the fight going with my tail to hold my balance. Finally at the gate, I see a road that leads out of the village. A horse stands up close to the gate. It doesn't seem like it's selling anything, so it's just a badly placed house. On the other side of the bridge is a nice looking house that's connected to a water bill under it. If only I had my phone to take pictures of this place. No one will believe even if I tell them 100 times that I came to a place like this. Damn it, stop getting sidetracked. You're not a tourist. I rush to the bridge as I turn around, bumping into someone. A big green turtle stands in front of me. He has a large sail behind him and an equally large barrel under his right arm. Then I look over to his left arm, or the lack of it. The shirt is tied together to a knot where his arm should be. Looking up to his face, he has a mean demeanor with a scar running near his right left eye. He lets out a grumble, drawing his gaze at me. I set my eyes to the ground, walking away as fast as I can and just hope to get away from this awkward moment. After a while walking, I can't see the village anymore and I'm all alone. Letting out a sigh of relief, I loosen the grip on my sweater. I'm not sure how many saw me I'm not sure how many saw me, but I don't care anymore. I got out of there, and I'm never coming back. The tail that I've been fighting with is now calm. It's now calm and hanging down, making it a little easier to walk. Walking for a while on this lonely road, I finally see something I recognize. The yellow grain field standing behind the short stone wall and the rotten fence along with the bush where I found a piece of the costume. Thinking back, I realized I didn't chase after someone in a costume. I chased after a real two-legged fox. If I knew this from the beginning, I would never run after him like I did. He could have bitten me easily when I was close to him. I should just be glad he didn't attack me back then. After some time of walking, all the trees are starting to look the same. It's mostly the same kind of trees like back home, but trees twisted around like with purple leaves are not something I've seen before. I remember passing by a big tree when running after the fox. There's a small trail lead off the road, so maybe the cave is up there. Step off the road, I walk deeper into the woods. After a minute of walking through thickening bush, I ride back to the tunnel. The entrance to the cave is built like a shrine with inscribed columns now left behind as old ruins. Roots from a towering tree are woven into the columns, morphing the rock into another part of the forest. It looks dangerous to walk in, but I have to take the chance if I want to get home. Walking through the tunnel, I see that it has more space to it compared to the tunnel I go through. Now I can walk instead of staying hunched over like I usually do. Still has that suffocating cold air, but that's the same as usual. Getting closer to the opening, I can always see the tree, big and red as always. I've never been happier seeing the old tree as I do now. Still, it's weird to come in the cave from this side. I walk as fast as I can through the cave, passing the tree and straight to my tunnel. But when I get there, I can only see a big wall. There's the tunnel. Where's the tunnel? Letting go of my sweater and shoes, I put my hands to the wall. Then I tunnel cave in and cover the exit. I feel around to see if there's any loose rocks to pull from, but I can feel it's a cold, solid wall. I bash my hands against the wall, hoping that it'll somehow open up to my old tunnel. But nothing happens. It's still a dull rock wall. Let me out of here. Don't know what forces are keeping me here, but I won't take it lying down. I keep banging against the wall as the sound even louder. Let me out! But it's no use. The wall stands firm without a scratch. Only thing changing is that my hands are feeling numb from knocking on it. I grab a big stone closest to me and throw it at the wall with everything I got. Ha! My yell echoes through the cave with a loud thud from the rock hitting the wall. Nothing. There's nothing but a rock wall. I'm so confused. Am I even in the right cave? Look around the cave, I can see everything is how it's supposed to be. The tree, the lake, the vines hanging down are all where they should be. Even the big rock in the middle of the lake is the exact same spot as I remember it. Everything is as it should be. This is my cave. So why did the tunnel change? Is this my cave or not? My head is spinning too tired to make sense of it all. Sitting down at the base of the tree, I feel completely defeated by the situation. I curl up together and wrap my arms around my legs, hugging them as I let my chin rest over my knees. Staring off to the lake, letting my feelings sink in. Not sure what I can do. And the tunnel switched places once, maybe I can change back again. Nothing changed. I've been here for hours, but the new tunnel is still there, and the old one is not. I just have to wait here until and turns back to the way it was. Looking up through the big hole above, I see the sun is going lower, having a warm red hue from the sun cast over the walls and through the into the tree leaves. So I try to figure out what to do next, or should I just stay here and wait? I'm starting to get hungry. If I knew that this would happen, I would have grabbed something from the kitchen before I left the house. There were these blue mushrooms I saw in the kitchen. If they're edible, I should be able to find some in the woods. And I got water from the lake so I can drink from it. It's not exactly a plan I want to do, but I don't have much of a choice right now. Footsteps. Turn my head, I see a familiar big brown figure from the tunnel. I turn away from him as my stomach twists into a knot. The footsteps slow and soften as he approaches. I hold my head, just hoping that he'll go away. Edwin. Damn it. Listen, I am here to help you. But to do that, you need to answer me honestly. Clenching my hands to my arms, I remain still. I won't hurt you no matter what answer you give me. I give you my word. The tone of his voice sounds softer and slower than earlier. He has a serious tone, but he doesn't sound angry or upset. I slowly look up to see him standing next to me under the tree. He's holding the lowest branch with his grip, but he doesn't seem tense. If you don't want to use your voice, you can nod or shake your head. Do you understand? I clench my jaw as if that's some response. Are you a Sylving or perhaps an Udir? Sylving, Udir. I look at him with a worried face. Not sure what those things are. It's okay. You don't have to answer it. Are you from here? I shake my head. Do you try to go back to where you came from? I nod. Through this cave. Even to where my tunnel was, it's still just a wall. I turn my head back to him, nodding. Did you chase after a fox from this cave? The fox. Even though it's because he stole my phone, I didn't end up chasing after him. So I gave him a nod. Aaron, you're not a lion, are you? I feel my whole body turn cold. He knows. He knows I'm not really like him. Like any of them. Holding my arm tight, I squeeze my arms and legs together, preparing myself for what he will do next. But he's not doing anything. He's just holding himself there, looking at me. I see. For now, it's best that you come back with me to the village. Can you stand up? Back to the village. I really don't want to go back there, but I don't want to be alone here either. He did say he wanted to help me. Taking a few breaths, I loosen up my arms around my legs. Slowly, I turn over and hoist myself back onto my feet. I manage to stand up, but my legs are a bit shaken since I've been sitting here for so long without moving. You must take your belongings with you. Grab my satchel, put my shoes in it, and putting on my sweater, follow the big wolf out of the cave. I look up at the wolf. He's a step ahead of me, but he's maintaining a slow pace to match mine. When I see him glance back at me, I avert his gaze and glue my sight back on the road. I can't believe that I'm walking back with him after trying to get away. I'm not sure how this can get any more awkward. After a while, I look back up at him. I'm taking a look down his back and I see a big sword in a sheath hanging. It's big and long with a sturdy wide grip and a curved bowl at the top of it. Going lower, I see his tail with a matching brown color like most of his body. His tail sways from side to side in smooth rhythm, left to right. Left and right. Left and right. Ask me. What? You're free to ask me if you have questions. I can't answer everything, but I'll do my best with what I know. Oh, then Do you know what happened to me? When it comes to how you got here, I have an idea. As to what happened to your body, I don't know. But you said that you found me. Did I look different to you? No, all I could see was you, a lion, fainting on the road. I was told that a Sylving was running out of the forest. I went out to look for it to make sure it wouldn't be a threat. But I found you instead. You wore those strange clothes and those things next to your feet. But you were unmistakably a lion back then, and you are a lion now. The fever you had was dangerously high. I tried waking you up, but you were out cold. So I carried you back to the village, only hoping you would manage through it and tell me what happened. I thought you might have been involved since you were wearing Sylving clothes. When you finally woke up, I was surprised to see your fever subside so soon. Your recovery wasn't anything short of a miracle. Then I knew something wasn't right. The way you reacted and the answer you gave, most of what you said didn't make a lick of sense. I thought you could be an eccentric noble who found the strange clothes and wore them for fun. Or an Udir in the skies. When I talked about getting you the rival root, you said you could handle the bitter taste. I worried even more. Why? Because river root is well known for having a milk-like taste and is a widely common ingredient. I gave you the benefit of a doubt that your mind was still unclear from the fever. When you told me about the cave with the red tree, I suspected the worst and thought you would attack me. I was ready to hold you down after you mentioned it and scared you. That was my mistake. I could see that you didn't know what was going on. Questioning you further wouldn't help, so I went out to get you the roots and heal you out when I returned. I hold my hand to my neck and rub it, feeling bad that I ran out like that. I was scared. It's a common instinct to run away when you're afraid. You shouldn't be ashamed for doing so. But to think that you're a Sylving of all things. The big wolf goes silent again and gets lost in his thoughts. The streets are mostly empty as we enter the village. Only the streetlights and a few animal people keep the streets somewhat alive. The busy stalls that were once crowded with animals just this morning were now so still and quiet. Two drunks are coming down the street towards us. One has a shirt too small to hide his gut, and the other has a boot that slipped out of her dress, both yelling and laughing boisterously through. I moved to hide behind the roof, not wanting to bump into more of them in one day. Reaching the house, I wait next to him to open the door. We'll wait for tomorrow morning before we do anything else. You were lucky I ran into Gare, who told me where you went. Gare, the old man who lost his arm and is blind in his left eye. Oh, the turtle man I bumped into. He usually works outside the gate and saw me carry you yesterday, so you better be thankful. There are dangerous creatures out here who can do unspeakable things. No matter who or what you are, staying out there alone at night is a death sentence. If you want to get home, you have to stay inside until further notice. Understand? I nod. As you go upstairs, things will unfold early tomorrow, so we can send you back before things get more complicated. Without a word, I walk up the stairs. The room is quiet. It's quiet and dark. Even the drunks that pass by the house can't be heard anymore. I throw my sacks on the floor as I crumble onto the bed. I turn onto my back and stare blankly up at the ceiling. This whole day has been crazy. I'm angry, confused, and just done with everything. I just wanted to take a few pictures of the tree, relax for a bit, and go home. My plan for the day was that simple. Hell, I could have just waited a few more days when the forecast said it would be sunny all week. But no. I had to come when some crazy cave twisting stuff had to happen. Animal people, cave searching tunnels, getting sick, and now I'm a lion. But tomorrow we'll get this fixed, and everything will turn out fine. And that's what I'm telling myself a wall on my side and stare at the darkened corner of the room. Even though he knows I'm not really a lion, he promised me he'd help me get back home. He will let me go home, right? He called me a Sylving. Is that something bad? Grabbing the pillow, hugging it in my arms, and I closed my eyes. I really shouldn't be thinking about these sorts of stuff. Right now, he's the only one I have to help me. I just hope I can trust him. To be continued. So Adnor is the wolf that we went into, and apparently after some thinking he finally figured out, he came to the conclusion anyway that Aaron is a Sylving. What a Sylving is, I'm not sure, but could it mean that could be that a Sylving is somebody from another world who traveled through a tunnel? Well, could do you know what I mean? Somebody who traveled from another world into Agnor's world? Because he said that Aaron wasn't a lion. He wasn't really a lion, and that he was something else. So, could a Sylving actually be a human? And he's looking for a fox, but did he call him a Sylving as well? Not entirely sure what a Sylving may be, but I think as we go further on in the game, we'll figure out what a Sylving is, what Udir is also. But I'm thinking that a Sylving possibly is someone who is not like Agnor and all the people in the town. I think a Sylving's kind of like somebody who's either from a different dimension or maybe somebody with some strange capabilities. But I'm just making guesses, but anyway. So Agnor seems to be really nice. He's been taking care of Aaron, and you just check up on him, making sure he's alright. Aaron apparently doesn't trust Agnor fully, but hopefully he'll trust Agnor more, because he seems to be very nice, and he seems to be generally concerned about Aaron's health. I believe that Aaron can trust Agnor. I really do believe it, because he seems like the honest and kind person. He seems like the honest, kind, and heroic type of person who is duty bound. They have a strong sense of duty to help others. So this is the only update for the game so far. This game came out back in, I think it was September 2022. This is the only update so far. I have no idea when another update is going to come out. Hopefully won't be too long, because I like this game. I like the start of this game. I like the way it's going so far, and Can't wait to see where it goes from here. I like Agnar. I like his character, his personality. And hopefully everyone will figure out about everything. Why he's in this world, who sent him to this world, and whether he'll be able to return home or whether he'll be in this world permanently. So, like I said, this is the only update so far. Hopefully it won't be too long till a new update comes out, because I really like the game. It's really starting off really well. All the information for Sylving is in the description box. When a new update of this game comes out, I'll have a video out as soon as possible. So, in the meantime, thank you all for watching. See you later.